Hello everybody, this is Gregory with How I Lost Over 100 Pounds and have kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitation in your weight loss and maintenance. Today I'm going to talk about 9 things that you need to be putting in your mouth every day to optimize your chance of weight loss and weight maintenance. Now before we begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. Also check out my website, which has 600 articles and recipes. And lastly, if you appreciate my content, there is a link for PayPal. Now, everybody has a different dietary taste. We do have carnivore people, we do have vegetarians here that watch this channel. So I'm going to kind of keep it vague, but I definitely think that variety is the spice of life, and that you should be eating a wide variety of things, but also within that wide variety, there should be certain things that you should be either eating or drinking every day. And certainly there's things that I could be adding to this list as we speak. But I understand that many people have orthorexia. And if you're not familiar with orthorexia, we'll do a future episode on this. Orthorexia is essentially straight eating, and it's people that are obsessed with eating that they can only eat clean foods or four foods their whole day. And they just get so narrowed into eating a specific amount of food. Like I can only eat guacamole and nuts every day. And you don't want to be that way. But either way, let's get to it. Let's talk about 11 things. And there's going to be more than that. Post in the comments on things that you think are important to be eating every day. Number 1 is going to be leafy greens. Whether this be kale or spinach would be the best ones, but even arugula, lettuce, but I would definitely be eating the cruciferous vegetables. They are one of the richest, most nutrient dense of the vegetables. I don't think I need to say that this should be organic because of all the pesticides that are shot up and sprayed on these poor produce. We have an episode on that if you're not familiar with the Environmental Working Group's Dirty Dozen list. But leafy greens, eat them every day if you can. Even kale, it's got that kind of spiky consistency. Saute them in butter. There's nothing wrong with butter. We have an episode on the beauty of butter. Put them in butter. Whatever it is, just do it. Number 2, drink tea and or coffee. We have an episode here on both tea and or coffee, the benefits of them. In short, they're very high in catechins and ECGCs. These are antioxidants. They also speed up your metabolism, in particular with coffee, but certainly even with the green and the black and the white teas. They can improve cognition, they can improve memory, and they just taste good. So definitely incorporate them. Be wary about putting all the cream and the milk and the sugar in them. But so when I talk about the beauty of these things, make sure that it's the au naturel. Like right now I'm drinking a matcha right here. Number 3 is going to be healthy fats. Incorporate healthy fats into your diet. Look, you can say what you want about the USDA's recommendation. They recommend 60% carbs, 30% protein, 10% fat, and sometimes they mix that up. But overall, we do need those three of the macronutrients, as we call them, in our diet. Now, depending on where you are in your diet or in your weight maintenance, you might need more protein or you might need more fat, or you certainly probably will need less carbs because the carb recommendation is insane. But we all need healthy fats. We all need healthy, even saturated fats. You want to get the saturated fats from animal products. You don't want to get them from honey buns and Pop-Tarts. But you want to get healthy fats. So whether that be monounsaturated fats and polyunsaturated fats from very fatty produce like avocado or coconut, you can get them certainly from nuts and from legumes. There's a wide variety of places that you can get healthy fats. I'm a big proponent of high percentage dark chocolate. So get healthy fats. I know this isn't 1989 where we're in the high carb, low fat paradigm because fat makes you fat. I know Ansel Keys pushed that on everybody, but I know we're not really in that world anymore. And I know the majority of you are doing some sort of low carb or keto carnivore diet. So I don't need to tell you this to you, but make sure you're getting fat, healthy fat, not the trans fat where you're dipping donuts and frying them. Number 4, apple cider vinegar. We do have an episode here on 20 pantry items that help me with my weight maintenance. We do have an episode on apple cider vinegar. In short, it has a multi-purpose effect on your body. One of the best things, it does clean out your liver, which is really important given that the liver filters our body and everything that we ingest goes to our liver. So we want our liver to be as healthy as possible. This is one of the reasons we don't want to have fatty liver disease and we don't want to have a cirrhotic liver, typically caused by drinking. So I would incorporate it. I'd be weary of the ACVs you can buy at the grocery store where they're already pre-made because a lot of times they put sugar and honey and other unnecessary sugar. I wouldn't recommend drinking them straight shot because they can burn your enamel. So just dilute it in your water or dilute it in some tea. And that's what I would recommend there. Number 5 would be oil pulling. Oil pulling, whether it be sesame or coconut or olive oil, is swishing these things in your mouth because it leads to a good oral health and is a natural way to whiten your teeth. Number 6 is going to be clean meat. So I understand that some of you might be vegetarians. Totally respect that. We do have an episode if vegetarianism is a hindrance or a boon to long-term weight maintenance. I'll try to put a banner note up here for it. But as all, the majority of you are not vegetarians. So if you're going to eat meat, make sure it's clean. So meaning if you're eating seafood, make sure it's wild caught. If you're eating ground beef, make sure it's grass-fed. Again, just organic, grass-fed, wild, all these things. Because again, just the majority of our meats are shot up with recombinant bovine growth hormone, RBGH and RBST. They're shut up with antibiotics. We have an episode here on the antibiotics that are given to the animals that we eat, making us fat. So just obviously clean meat. And look, if you go to restaurants, you know that you're not getting clean meat. Number 7 is going to be make sure you're getting some protein. We do have an episode here on protein shakes. Just throw out your protein shakes because the large majority of you guys need to lose weight, and protein can potentially make you more obese if you are not using that protein the way you should. So if you have, like, for example, a sedentary life and you're ingesting a lot of protein, that can lead to one of the things that leads to gluconeogenesis, which is converting excess protein to carbs, which converts into sugar in our body. So I would say the large majority of people are ingesting too much protein. With that being said, make sure you do get protein because, again, it is one of the building blocks of muscle and it is a macronutrient. We need it. And so there's plenty of places aside from animal products that you can get protein. You can certainly get them from animal products, but you can look at there's certain grains that have a decent amount of protein. You can look at quinoa, for example, and the lentils, for example, have a pretty good source of protein as well. Number 8 is going to be water. Make sure you drink a lot of water. Now, I mean, there is some controversy about this. Some food scientists would tell you that whatever your weight is, cut that number in half, and that's how many ounces of water you should be drinking a day. Others would tell you just to drink an inordinate amount where your urine is essentially white because you're flushing out toxins from your body. Some would just have the very kind of reductionist approach that only drink when you're thirsty. But I think the large majority of people and anyone that's deemed a pundit or expert would tell you to make sure that you're drinking a good amount of water. Number 9 is going to be make sure you're taking supplements. We do have an episode here on the supplements that I take, but most of us that live in America are ingesting the standard American diet, and the standard American diet is absolute garbage. And so we are not getting the micronutrient load. We're certainly getting the macronutrients of too much fat, protein, and carbs in the standard American diet. But the macronutrients, so the vitamins and minerals, we're not getting enough of in the typical standard American diet. So it is important to supplement. And so I'll have a future episode of what my recommendations are, and then I'll put a banner here of what I supplement with, but I would recommend it. Number 10 is going to be turmeric. Turmeric is a great spice that has curcumin in it, which is an antioxidant, fights against inflammation in the body, and so it fights against cancer as well. And we know 1 in 2 men are going to be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime, and 1 in 3 women. So cancer is a major problem in America. And so turmeric, the Asians put a lot of it in their food. I like to sprinkle it on my eggs. I find ways to get it in my diet. There's turmeric tea, of course, but just find ways to do it. And the last one is going to be probiotics. Find a way to work on your gut health. We have an episode here on the importance of gut health, but find a way to incorporate it into your diet because it's important. The connections between gut health and neurological health in terms of like mental health are pretty strong. Leaky gut syndrome, it leads to bloating and diarrhea, so all the GI issues, and it's going to make you look bigger and more bloated. You look at the connection between the immune system and probiotics. So whether it be a good quality probiotic pill or you're eating a lot of fermented foods, which are probiotic foods like kimchi and kefir and kombucha and Greek yogurt, good quality Greek yogurt, not flavored, I would add, and full fat. Or you're eating a lot of prebiotics, which are those foods that naturally feed our gut health. Just be kind of keen and cognizant of taking care of your gut health. Guys, post in the comments. These are just 11 things that I would recommend daily. Post in the comments what else you think you should be putting into your mouth daily that would help with weight loss and maintenance. Hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care. God bless and pray.